Welcome in, welcome on, and welcome back to another episode of the Direct Podcast. Everything you need to know about the universes you love. I'm your host, Matt Rimke, and I'm joined as always by my friend, co-host, box office correspondent, and senior editor at thedirect.com, Mr. David Thompson. David, good to see you. We're back.
Good to see you. We are back. Superman is now streaming on digital purchase, which I'm kind of pissed about, but also really enjoying on this Friday morning. So happy to be here.
Yeah, that's something we're going to talk about on Monday, no doubt, because I heard James Gunn's reasoning and kind of love it. Kind of really love it a little bit.
I'm shaking my head no, but it's fine.
We'll go back and
As
forth.
as a fan, as a stupid, sheep, I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to spend 30
Right.
bucks buying the digital. It's a great time, but yeah, whatever. We'll talk about it Monday, like you said.
Absolutely. We are not alone. We are here with our Canadian correspondent and just one of the best mustaches that's ever been on this show nowadays. Mr. Klein Felt, Klein of the Dino, Superman on digital. How do you feel about it?
Oh, I'm hitting the purchase button tonight.
Yeah.
I'm going to be
Yeah.
sitting down with the spouse and watching it for her first time. It's going
Yeah.
to be the best. I have been sitting here pulling 4K screenshots just for no particular reason, just
Yeah.
for my
Just
own
to have
personal
them.
collection. I'm so happy that it's here. I know David's like, it could have made more money. Oh my gosh. It's going to beat Iron Man. That's all that matters, guys. That's all that matters.
It
Can
could have made
I
more money. Oh my gosh, that is correct. That is what I'm saying, but that's fun.
we need to get a little cartoon made of David to where when he starts doing the box office voice, we could slide that cartoon up, and it's him in a tux, but his eyeballs are money signs instead of eyeballs. You know what I mean?
And he's holding a movie ticket
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah. I
It's like a
love it.
special
with his
yeah.
Dune popcorn bucket under his other arm. And he's just
Yeah,
like,
it could
it
be a
could have made more
character.
money.
It could be a character that you play, and then it's gonna be Stephen Colbert, where people don't know the character from you. You know, it's a whole thing.
That's so funny.
That
You
was
could be the
funny. We
Nathan
are
Fielder of the Direct podcast.
hell yeah, hell yeah, dude. I've been saying that about David since day one. Nate's Field of the Direct Podcast. Um, quick aside before we get started, it was my birthday on Monday, and the wife got us the Nugget ice machine.
Oh, the
Boys,
circular
yeah,
thing?
the little guys.
The Chick-fil-A ones?
Yes,
Nice.
Nugget
Nice.
ice at home. It's unreal. I'm bouncing all the handlebars. I got a peach and vanilla cream soda in here. Who
You're
am
living
I?
your best life.
I am. I really am. It's really
Let,
great.
let's all take a poll. Is Matt in his 30s or is Matt in his 30s?
Yeah, yeah, dude. Love it every
We'd like
minute
to
Fired
of
up
it.
introduce
about
the
the old.
podcast to Matt 2.0, everyone.
Yeah,
Welcome.
yeah, absolutely. I love it. You know, I feel like I haven't changed a smidge. This is great.
Yep.
Saying words like smidge now. Anyway, we are here not to talk about Superman completely, kind of a little bit. Today, we're doing a draft. We're doing a draft today because for the next 2 months, we will be wrapped up in Peacemaker. And if we don't do a draft now, David, we might not get one in this year.
Yeah.
We will be drafting the DCU, and that can mean a lot of things. But today will mean we'll be picking from 4 different categories that we would like to see in the DCU. That started with Creature Commandos, continue with Superman, and will continue next week with Peacemaker. Again, that entire conversation coming on Monday for our news episode. Boys, the four categories we have here today: a project that we're most excited about, or a project we want to see; an actor we want to see play a specific DC character; a director we would like to direct a DC film. If you want to tie it in with your project, great. If you want to tie him or her in with a different project, whatever. This is all just fun. And then a wild card wish list item for the DCU. What is a thing you want the DCU to do as a movie franchise, as a movie universe? Franchise or universe when you talk about these things? What do you like? The MCU, is that a franchise?
I mean, it's both,
Yeah.
right? You would
Rectangle square.
call it a franchise. So you're just talking about the box office David version would call it a
Mhm.
franchise, but the fan version would call it a universe.
If you're talking about the story of the MCU, it's the universe. If you're talking about the
Ugh.
entity of a as like
The
product on
box
a
office
shelf, it's a
totals, yeah,
franchise.
the IP, it's a franchise.
and that's the direct podcast.
There we
And
go.
when does it
And
become a
that's-
series?
Huh? When does it come
When
a
does it become a
series?
series? Yeah.
It's not a
Hmm.
series. I mean,
You can, I don't know. I write all the time in MCU, the series of films.
Yeah.
okay. Series
Yeah,
of
Yeah.
films.
sure.
There are also franchises within the MCU.
There are. And the DCU, apparently.
Exactly. Yeah. Sagas within the DCU,
Superman
apparently.
Saga, baby.
This is fun. I'm really having a good time.
Let's talk about this for 35 minutes, you know?
Yeah,
Let's just
dude.
figure this out.
Let's just make that this podcast. We come in, just start riffing. Today we'll be drafting the DCU, a project, an actor, a director, and a wish list item. Klein, we brought you in because you know so much more about the DC universe than me and David ever could. David has amazing Superman and Batman knowledge. I have movie knowledge, base level. You know what I mean? Like my knowledge of the DC universe is through the movies and shows I've watched growing up, and then also The Killing Joke, which is like the only DC comic I've read.
Wow.
It's a good
And
one to
Batman.
read.
Oh no. I mean, I read also Superman before Superman, and Batman Year One. Does that sound right?
Great.
Yeah.
One of my favorite comics of all time.
Grant
It's
Morrison, right?
amazing.
Is it Grant Morrison?
Is it Grant Morrison?
No,
I don't think so.
no. It's much older than Grant Morrison's
was thinking that.
DC.
I should know this, considering I
Tenure.
just said it's one of my favorite comics of all time.
I swear I have another book by whoever wrote it. The Daredevil book. Hold on.
We're gonna find out.
Yeah.
This is
Anyway,
great
Frank Miller.
podcasting. I love what
Fun.
you do here.
Thanks, buddy. It's my first one back. Let me just get back into it. We're gonna draft the DCU. Klein, you are here because you are more of a knowledged DC fan than we are. In your approach to this draft, are you looking near future, long term, or a combination of both?
Right now, and I think it's just like the trepidatious comic book movie fan in me, I am looking fairly near future. And when I say near future, I am looking probably to the end of Gods and Monsters. So like
Okay.
maybe the first 5 years of the DCU. Just because anything further than that, I as much as I loved Superman, I do get scared, right? Like what
Yeah.
does what do movies look like then? Like right? Like so
Yeah.
I think that's all I can do for right now. I'm not out here planning a crisis event as much as I would absolutely love that to happen. But no, I am very near future, and I'm not. You're saying I'm the diehard DC fan of the pod and all that. I'm gonna be very like all the names I say today will be people that you know, Matt. Like
Okay.
I when it comes to the DCU right now, I am very much like, yeah, Peacemaker's out there. We're doing Clayface, but like let's build the foundation. Like let's put some pieces on the board that people know, and then we can start pulling out some fun names down the line.
Absolutely. We're gonna draft left tackles today, David. That's what we're doing. We're gonna build a team.
Couple Joe
We're gonna build a
Alts.
team. Absolutely. Oh, shout out Notre Dame. God, I can't wait for football.
Gotta
We're
be
here
left
today.
tackle now. Sad story.
We'll see. We are here today to draft the DCU. I have 3 names in a randomizer. Here we go. The draft order will be David, Klein, Matt, the opposite of what I was hoping for. I have one that I really want, so it's going to be interesting to see if that pick gets to me.
I don't want to
DCU
go first.
Right? Right? You know what
This
I mean?
happened last time.
Hell, I'll trade you. I'll trade you right now.
Which one are you?
I'm
the turn?
last.
Yeah, I'd take the turn instead.
It's a trade. It's official. Klein, do you co-sign?
Sure.
Whatever. Okay, cool. Great podcast today, guys. We are here, the DCU draft. I am going to kick us off, and I'm going to kick us off with something that I think might be the most chalk pick of this draft, and a draft that might not have a lot of chalk. I feel like this one is it. Sometimes it is Jason Momoa as Lobo. Sometimes it is Henry Cavill as Wolverine. Sometimes it is Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic. Adria Arjona as Wonder Woman. I mean, you just got to do it sometimes, man. It's right there. It's perfect. Obviously, she has had a great few years on TV and in film with that Linklater movie, Hitman.
Hitman.
She
Love
was
that movie.
wonderful in where
All
she was
pies for the
wonderful,
pie.
but also
Morbius, of
Just-
course.
Morbius naturally. Best part of Morbius, let's say that for free. I totally forgot she was in that movie. And of course, his Bix Clean and or I think the MVP of that show. She looks like somebody I want to be Wonder Woman. On red carpets, she acts like somebody I want to be Wonder Woman. What she's able to do as Bix makes me think she can do anything as an actor. And that's why I want her as my third of the Trinity. Give me Wonder Woman, Adria Arona.
Yeah, I think the reason I wanted to trade was because this is the 101 of this draft. Like this is the hottest. I don't well, you take it however
No,
you
no,
want
you
want
do.
to take it. It's the hottest fan casting in the DCU because of what you just said. It just makes so much sense. It's just the hand fits the glove, the foot fits the shoe. Like it's just this
Oh, yeah.
should be Wonder Woman in the DCU, and I quite frankly I've seen the because this is very important. Like, Wonder Woman is being fast tracked to DC. There's no two ways about it. Like they are trying to make Wonder Woman happen as quickly as possible. It seems like behind the scenes. So this is going to happen relatively soon. And I've seen the other fan cast for it. I'm not inspired by any of them besides her. Like I really unless like it's a unique direction, she feels like the right choice, and she also feels like she's like similarly aged to Corn Sweat, and if that and they're trying to kind of stick to the same like almost ages of the Trinity, maybe even though Batman might be older, we'll see. We
Sure.
don't know yet. I would love this to be our Wonder Woman.
Love it. Klein?
It was my 101. It's the thing I most want out of the DCU right now. Having had
Mhm.
Superman, seeing what this world looks like, seeing what this Superman looks like, putting that piece out there onto the playing field. A- Adria just makes so much sense in what she brings. She can do the really intense, I'm going to look directly at the camera and deliver a dramatic monologue like we saw in Andor. She can also have a lot of fun and have this amazing chemistry with people on screen like we've seen in Hitman and things like that. And she's a very busy lady. She's got more stuff coming. So it would be a matter of, I guess, making time for the DCU. It's a big commitment, but she seems up for this kind of thing. I mean, she's in Star Wars already. She loved her time doing that. And so I think it works. I want to see her and a Batman and a Superman all together killing
So
it.
bad.
The only other thing I would say is I was just looking up because I was thinking of names when I was just going on. Monica Barbero would be
Oh,
one. I think that would
love her.
be she would so I take what I said back. Not no one inspired. I think that would be interesting. I feel like she's like taller too, like has that physicality to her. But pretty much everyone else I'm not inspired by. And it's funny because Ana de Armas used to be like a really like buzzy name for Wonder Woman. And to steal a line from Bill Simmons, I feel like she's been market corrected. I feel like we're at that point where it's like, no, we'll go with Bix from Andor.
I do shout out Ana de Armas for leading into it a little bit. With
Yeah.
ballerina, like that's her sweet spot. This ballerina. Like that's where I want to see my Ana de Armas.
And romantic trips to Vermont. Anyway.
Who's she dating? What is
Tom
this?
Cruise.
No shit.
You
Yeah.
didn't see that?
So she's gonna disappear like Katie Holmes did, and
So,
she'll never act
whoa.
again.
Oh no. Oh
Katie
no. That's
Holmes,
not what we
Batman.
want.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then what happened, David?
I know, but shout out to DCU. It's a franchise,
Uh,
right?
it is well, it's a connected universe, is what it is.
Right.
Uh
The Cruisiverse.
Adria Arona has Wonder Woman. Klein, you are up next. Adria's off the board. Where are you going?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave Fancast. It's funny you brought up Monica Barbaro, David, because that
Did I
might
step on
we
that?
might talk about that later.
Oh.
Also very
Um,
attractive.
yeah, also a great pick for Wonder Woman. I'm gonna take a
Hmm.
project right
Love
now,
it.
and there's a lot of things that as a DC fan I'm very excited about to see Wonder Woman being one of them, Supergirl, Lanterns, everything. But the number one thing, I'm actually going to pick an announced project if that's all right, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, okay. Um this Teen Titans movie. This
Hmm.
is my this is my wheelhouse. This is my thing. This is where my DC love kind of originally originated, and then I really fell in love with Batman after that. But it was that early 2000s Teen Titans show. The fact that they're leading with this, one of the things I really cannot wait to see in the DCU is seeing the Bat family properly brought to screen for the first time, seeing multiple versions of the characters. or like multiple versions of different heroes, like various Robins
Robins, yeah.
and that sort of thing. And so I think that Teen Titans is a really fun prospect. I think we could get kind of a Guardians like energy coming out of it, where a lot of I think these characters are a little more well known than Guardians were, but I can see a world where we leave that movie and everyone is like, I love this team. I love this group. I can't wait to see what they do next. Really interested. The thing I am most, I don't know, the thing that keeps me up at night about this movie is what Robin is leading this team. Where does this take place in the timeline? Is it Damian? Is it the Brave and the Bold style,
Hmm.
like post that kind of story? Is it a Dick Grayson? Is this maybe perhaps a prequel to what we get in the Batman universe? With what we get with the Batman in the DCU. So I think Teen Titans is just such a it feels like such an easy win. It feels
Yeah.
like such a great idea and such a fun movie to like include in your initial DC slate. If it happens, there right now things seem kind of up in the air about that right now, simply because its screenwriter is doing a lot of different things.
Everything at
But
DCU, like literally,
yeah,
Supergirl. Now they have her on Wonder Woman. She apparently just like the initial report from Hollywood Reporter on Teen Titans was she just wrote the script and submitted it about Teen Titans, and that's how it like this whole
but that's
thing.
how everything's being done there right now. It's like it seems like people
Not
are
Wonder
coming.
Woman
Not Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman's the only thing, but like
and Batman.
I mean, not a movie that has been announced by any means, but like that Zach Kreger stuff from the past week with Weapons, where he's just like, yeah, I've written a DCU script. Like I have one. It's done. I haven't shown it to them yet. And so that to me is, I think actually really
Batman thing.
cool.
Yeah.
They are slowly like going to have these projects like Wonder Woman, like Superman, like whatever the Superman sequel is, where it's like, these are the building blocks. These are the things that are going to lead us to that next thing. Other than that, we're open to pitches, and that's really cool to me. And Teen Titans is the result of that, I guess.
Yeah, and Clayface, right? Like the fact this
Tangled, yeah.
Clayface movie's happening. I'm with you though, Klein. I was so excited when this news initially came out about Teen Titans. I love the original series, or I guess original. It's not Teen
Yeah,
Titans Go. I always shit on that one. The actual guys like the actual Teen Titans cartoon growing up was so great. Like just in like my friend group too. Like we all like that was a huge like you were saying, a huge like stepping stone for just like my comic book nerdiness was that show. Like, oh, I like because you get to know all these characters and they all do different things and they're all cool and you all and it's like classic kid thing. Even now, oh, like they're my favorite. Like Cyborg's my favorite, Raven's my favorite, like Robin's my favorite. And it has so much potential in this new DCU and could be. I think the only thing with Teen Titans I would say because of its like deep connection to the rest of the universe, I feel like it has to come a little bit later. Like I think it has to be after the Brave and the Bold or whatever the DCU Batman movie ends up being.
Is that just a Robin thing, what you just said? Or is there something I'm missing with the other four characters?
I
I
mean,
don't know. Like they're also doing this
it depends who's in
Bane
it.
and Deathstroke movie, and that like could lead into Teen Titans because Deathstroke is
Sure.
so
Yeah.
intrinsically tied to that team
He's like
as like
their
a
villain,
villain.
yeah? Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
There's
I
all
don't know if I
types of members
necessarily
of Teen
agree with you, David,
Titans.
that it needs to come later.
I
I could see a
mean,
world where honestly, it depends on
It's
who's
gonna be
leading the team.
so
If it's a Dick
tricky,
Grayson
man.
Robin, Brave and the Bold can happen whenever
yeah,
it wants.
that's true. I don't know.
Let me tell you this.
You're right.
I have zero touched on Teen Titans other than the fact that I'm so aware that they're a thing. Two cartoons, that HBO show that apparently is pretty good. Um,
Titans, yeah.
Titans, it's
like
fine.
3, 4 seasons. I other than Robin, of course, who I know so much about, I don't know really anything about any of the other characters. Cyborg,
You know a
sure.
lot about Cyborg. You haven't seen the Snyder Cut?
Remember? Yeah.
No, I
His
have. I
dad, he
have.
built him.
He
He's
did.
It
coming
was
back.
sad.
Star Labs. It was sad. That was a
You
sad
know,
scene.
oh, Matt would love Beast Boy.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
Like
Beast
it's
Boy, shout out. I like Raven. I
Yeah.
don't know if that was like predisposition to like what would come later in my life is just this like moody, broody goth girls, but like shout out Raven, love it.
yeah.
It
Shout
is
out
funny
Moody
that
Booty
they're
Golf
making
Girls.
a shout out. Hot topic. Here we go.
That's right.
It is funny that DC is making a Teen Titans movie, and it seems very it hasn't been announced, but it seems like Marvel is doing a Young Avengers TV show.
Yeah. I don't know.
Just something to think about, you know?
Yeah.
It is something to think about. No, you're absolutely right. As somebody who doesn't know a lot about Teen Titans, not having Robin would seem crazy.
Oh, no, a Robin will be in it. There's no
Robin will
way.
be in it 100%. It's just a matter of which Robin it is.
Hmm.
It would
Love it.
the issue, Matt, is that it would be confusing if it's Dick Grayson. I guess is like our point.
Why?
Sure. Why?
How old are they? And then we
Where does it
have
take place on the timeline?
so now
Right?
we're cooking. That I could
90
that
set
I'd sign
Teen
up for.
Titans, Dick Grayson led.
Holy shit, that'd be cool. But are they? I mean, yeah, we don't know what the script is.
You guys asked two questions in a row, and David goes, "Now we're cooking." That was fun.
All right.
Project Teen Titans movie for Klein. Love to see it. David Thompson on the turn. You got two picks.
Yeah, so Teen Titans was my number two for Project. I'm gonna go Project as well, and I'm gonna do whatever the Superman sequel is. Super Family, whatever they call it. Like I am so excited for whatever's next out of James Gunn. The update that the treatment is done, that production could be starting sometime soon. It feels like they're, trying to ride the positive momentum of Superman, which I think is very brilliant, very smart. A lot of this behind the scenes stuff, James Gunn's just been glowing about bringing Superman to the big screen, working with this cast and crew and the Daily Planet, and the Justice Gang and whatever. And then we're getting Supergirl obviously next summer. And if this is like a Superman, Supergirl, crypto adventure, whatever, I hope Mr. Terrific's there. I hope a lot of characters from Superman are back. And I think I have so much curiosity about what this project really is. It does feel like the idea of like a world's finest is out the window. Like I think we're heading in the direction of Superman being the star, but it being more of an ensemble than even the Superman movie was, which just fascinates me, a little bit concerns me, but I want to see whatever David Corenswet's Superman's next chapter would be more than anything else right now at DC. Maybe besides the Batman Part 2.
The
You know what it
question
reminds
is
me a
more
lot.
so. I'm sorry, Klein.
No, sorry. You know what it reminds me a lot of is the jump from Iron Man to Iron Man 2. Like the way that this has kind of unfolded is
Exactly
Right.
what I was going to bring.
when he said he had this movie, so like production could be starting soon. The first thing I thought about was, wow, like they really are. Yeah, we're gonna get a couple movies in between, but they really are like we're sequelizing this thing. We're making it like we will have two Superman movies before we get a lot of things. I don't know how legit it is. There's a rumored like June 2027 untitled DCU
Mm,
movie date.
yeah.
That to me screams Wonder Woman, Superman 2. Like one of those two I think will be in there. And
Yeah.
that's crazy to have two Superman movies potentially in 2 years.
Let's do it,
Yeah,
man. Fire me up.
it's unreal. The Iron Man thing is a great point, like from a timing standpoint. My question, as far as like the ensemble cast of it all, does it feel more like Winter Soldier or Thor Ragnarok? You know what I mean? Because like Winter Soldier is an ensemble cast if you look at it that way. It's not presented that way, but if you look at it, there's 4 or 5 different heroes going on here. Thor Ragnarok presented as an ensemble cast. There's a team shot, the whole thing. So I guess that would, when you were talking about how interesting it would be to have even more of an ensemble cast in the first one, that's kind of how I see it.
Hmm.
And I like the idea of taking the pressure off of Superman a little bit in his own movie to not have to be the only character that we're supposed to care about.
Yeah.
Like that allows him to show more chemistry with other people, show more charisma in other ways. That isn't just talking to a little girl to save her cat, and then the mom beats the shit out of her when she goes inside. Still the funniest thing about that movie. I told you to stop lying, smack.
What's funny, by the way,
That was
with this
good.
Superman sequel is we'll see what happens in Peacemaker, Lantern, Supergirl. I think those are the only projects that are like imminent that could impact the plot of whatever this movie is going to be. But just having seen Superman, it's very open to what the story could be,
Yeah.
Like it kind of that's what's the beauty of that movie. It really does wrap things up in a nice bow. So we have just a world of opportunity or a franchise or a universe, whatever you want to call it. Okay, next pick for me. I'm uh I could go a lot of different directions. I'm not gonna go basic with director. I'm gonna go with something that's never going to happen, but is like my pie in the sky, especially with what they've talked about the idea that this movie could have a bit more of like an upbeat, happier, maybe like joyful feeling to it. I'm gonna go Greta Gerwig for Wonder Woman. It's never gonna happen, but I would absolutely love to see that. She's doing Narnia. She's very, very busy. But coming off of Barbie, it's never gonna happen. But that would be like, that's $1 billion to me. It's a little business brain, but I would also just think she'd make a killer movie because I love Greta Gerwig and everything she does. It's funny because Barbie's great. Little Women to me is still like her best movie. I love that film. And anyway, so like I said, it's not gonna happen, but that'd be like the perfect mix right now, I would say, in Hollywood.
I've only ever seen Barbie.
I mean, that's go back and watch, but I mean that shows off her stuff, Like,
Is Little Women the one?
She only has two others.
What's the other one?
It's
Really?
Little Women and Lady Bird. Yeah,
because
and
Greta Gerwig's an actress.
They're
Or-
both
or-
insane. They're both
I-
5-star movies.
I've seen some of Lady Bird. It's very good.
Little Women.
Introduced
I
the world to
like.
Timothy Chalamet in a lot of ways.
Yeah,
For sure.
And that's the thing. That's what's so cool about. I love the directors like that. Like right now that have like so few projects, but are just cooking. And I'm excited to see what she does with Narnia. But I wish her.
I can't. I'm excited to see that too, but it is like the worst thing that I think she could have done coming off of Barbie for me. She did
Really?
Barbie. Yeah, just because like Matt, I implore you to go and watch The Woman, go and watch Lady Bird. She's so good at presenting these like things that you've seen before and doing them uniquely. So like Barbie was this big franchise thing that she put her own spin on it. I think that's going to be the case as well with Narnia. Her original stuff is so good. And I guess yes, Little Women is kind of an adaptation, but
Based
it's a
on the book.
complete reinterpretation of that story. And so
Yeah,
Narnia could be cool, but I want another Lady Bird from her. Like I want, especially coming off of doing the IP thing.
yeah. And
I would
Narnia is a
like
huge IP,
one more,
man.
and she's doing like 3 of them.
Yeah.
She's going to be spending the next decade of her career making Narnia movies.
Glad I brought
Greta
Greta Gerwig
Gerwig.
up.
Greta Gerwig doing Wonder Woman feels like Christopher Nolan doing Batman. Not saying she's on that level, but like that would be like the get. That
She's
like
my pick.
But she's doing
Denny-
Narnia. Like
Denny
you know?
Villeneuve, Denny Villeneuve doing James Bond. That seems
Yeah.
impossible, right?
God, that's
but
so cool
now
it's
it's happening. It's rad. It's rad.
I love that's
I can't
happening.
wait.
It's
I'm
so
so
cool.
excited.
Yeah.
It's gonna be amazing. God, I'm excited. Klein, Greta Gerwig off the board. Where you going next?
Um, this is fun because I really have nowhere to go, which makes for great podcasting. Or no idea where to go. I think I'm going to go director as well. And I'm also going to throw out a Wonder Woman director.
Oh, let's do it.
I'm going to say this name and people are going to throw rocks at things. They're going to be pissed off. I think Olivia Wilde should make the Wonder Woman movie. She did
Olivia
Don't Worry,
Wilde?
Darling was the last movie
Why
she did.
Olivia
And
Wilde?
do you want to know why, David?
I do want
Because
to
she
know why.
made one of the best movies the last 10 years in
Right.
Booksmart.
I agree.
Hilarious. An incredible coming of age story. She has it in her. There is something in there, and I think this could be a buy low and you ride that stock right to the sky sort
Right.
of thing. Because Don't Worry, Darling did not work. It was awful. It was not good. There was a whole bunch of stuff going
okay.
on with that movie outside of the film itself.
Did you,
I
see-
think
did you
that
watch the
she
studio,
she
Klein?
could make what?
Did you watch the show The Studio? She's in
Yeah, I
it
did.
for a bit.
Yeah. um, I think that there is something there with her, and you don't just I don't know. I would like to believe you don't just pull a Booksmart out of nowhere, and she could do it again, and that lighter, brighter kind of fun
Yeah.
tone that it's been rumored to trying to go with Wonder Woman here. Plus, there were moments in Don't Worry, Darling, like action wise, that it's like okay, that you
I'm
could do
with
something
you.
with a little bit more money.
Yeah. I didn't hate that movie as much as people said, even though I had a reaction to Olivia Wilde. I just can't imagine her doing Wonder Woman. Even
Why
just
not?
well, she hasn't. You're right. You know, this is not a good
It
explanation,
looks
but she
from
hasn't done a
all
franchise yet.
reports,
That's my point.
from all
Big movie.
reports, that's what they're looking for, though. They're looking for a young, like, names like Catherine Bigelow have been thrown out to make the Wonder Woman movie, and that is like sounds like fun, but from all accounts, DC Studios want an up and comer. Like they
Hmm.
want someone that they don't that not that they can do the Marvel thing with. They want a Russo
Yes,
brothers for something like this, where it's like, hey, these guys did Community before they did a Captain America movie,
definitely.
right? So I think that Olivia Wilde to me
I mean, James Gunn's
could be that
living
person.
proof, right? Like he's the one
Yeah.
running the studio, so it does make
Firefly.
sense. What do you think, Matt?
Um, I don't know enough about Olivia Wilde's work. I saw Don't Worry, Darling. It was fine. I love her in Drinking Buddies. I know she didn't direct it, but from what I've read, she had like no, she like helped. That's where she cut her teeth in a lot of ways. Excellent movie if you haven't seen Drinking Buddies. Um, I think that if Klein is correct that they're looking for not out of nowhere, but like give somebody a franchise who is going in without a franchise mindset. The Rocky thing. I think that's a choice that a lot of people get excited about. The controversy of it would be enough to market the movie. I got to see this kind of thing, right? Um, yeah, man. I had a Wonder Woman director that I'm no longer going to share. Learning that they want to go with something more upbeat and fun. I was going to say Mark Webb.
Oh dear
Ooh.
God,
Yeah, no, it'd be
Okay.
cool.
Mark
I
Webb.
Mark
I
Webb.
don't think it's the direction they would want to go, but like when I heard Catherine Bigelow in a Wonder Woman movie, like like the lady who made Point Break making a Wonder Woman movie would be insane.
Yeah,
Would be
yeah, that'd be
awesome.
dope. That'd be dope as hell.
Poor Mark
God,
Webb.
I gotta rewatch Point Break, man. Point Break's good.
Yeah,
And by the way, if
Keanu
you haven't
Reeves.
seen Booksmart, Matt, that is
Yeah,
legitimately Jasmine's like favorite movie. It
Aaron loves
is,
it.
yeah, I mean, it genuinely, it might be the best comedy of the last 10
And you're
years.
gonna watch it and go, oh, that guy. Oh, that like like all of
Oh,
these
Right.
young
fun,
actors that are now
fun.
like getting their big breaks
Jimmy
are
Olsen.
in that movie. Jimmy
Yeah, yeah,
Olsen.
yeah.
Yep.
Well, hey, that's a TASM character. Mark
Oh,
Webb
whatever.
introduced us to
Okay,
Jimmy
sure.
Olsen. All right,
Say
it's
that
all about
again,
Mark
Stacy
Webb.
dinner table.
Mark Webb.
It's a branzino. It's a fish. Yeah, it's similar to Step Brothers. What's this guy's deal?
Oh, such a good
Okay.
movie.
Two projects back to back. I don't have to take mine. I'm not. It's not really playing that game. I'm gonna go director. This is definitely a concept driven director pick. I was looking at former comic book movie directors for this. That's kind of where my head went. Like, what can somebody that's maybe off the team in the MCU or old DCEU or whatever come in and present to the new DCU working with James Gunn? Because I do think there is some value into having experience in a comic book movie. Like there are things you learn doing something like that that when you go on to the next one, you can apply that. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Bryan Singer. And I think that when I look at the Flash, I see a character that is iconic. I see a character that is DC Spider-Man in some respects. You know what I mean? Younger, charming, quippy, etc. And I also see him being kind of goofy in a lot of iterations that I've seen him in. The running is always hard to do. We had the Ezra Miller thing, which I thought was really cool until they did it too much. And then you have the CW thing, which feels like it makes sense in a fun comic book campy kind of way, right? So I wanted a director who can have fun in a movie, one, and then also have a visual style that enhances something that's a little silly. And I thought about Peyton Reed. I thought about what Peyton
Interesting.
Reed was able to do with Ant-Man and the visual tricks he pulled off in Ant-Man to make those first two movies so interesting visually with a relatively goofy concept. The guy can get really small. I wonder what he can do with a speedster and have that kind of approach toward it. Also, his movies are just very fun. His characters are very organically funny. in a lot of ways, which I think is an MCU thing, but also Peyton Reed brings that out. He also did a really good job in The Mandalorian, which I think shows that he can transfer those skills across different IP and apply certain things from different movies. So I went Peyton Reed for The Flash. I have no idea if it's a good pick or not.
It's an interesting pick for sure. It would
He
feel
could
like a
bring it
safe
on.
choice, I would
Yeah,
say. That's hilarious. Yeah, what
it's a
has
great
Peyton
move.
Reed done? It's funny
If it's
because
Bring It On, it's a great pick.
right, you're right, nailed it. Personally, it's like it feels safe. It would feel safe to me. I wouldn't hate it
Sure.
though. I would not hate it, and I would try to focus on like I would hope it'd be like, all right, let's get back to basics. That's basics. Let's look at 2015's Ant-Man. Let's not
Hmm.
really talk about the sequels so much, like because I feel like that movie does have a very special. They make the Ant-Man thing interesting, you
Yeah.
know? Like, and I think that's like to your point, that's the whole idea. Make the Flash thing interesting, you know, make it visually appealing, do something clever with it, do something fun, lighthearted even. But man, boy, does the Flash feel a long ways away because of
Oh
uh
yeah.
2023. Yeah.
Yeah.
The the Ant-Man related thing that I had for director was Edgar Wright doing
Ah,
anything.
Something.
Plastic Man, The Flash. I think that when you talk about the juice that that first Ant-Man movie had, Edgar Wright never got to shooting the film, but like I do think that there is some connective tissue there because a lot of that quick moving like cuts and clever edits and really like that frenetic feeling you get in that movie, that's Edgar Wright through and through and through. And to me, how much of I know James Gunn isn't trying to like show a middle figure to Marvel Studios, but this is the reason Edgar Wright left was creative differences. It was the what you're trying to do does not fit our world. What is the DCU all about? What has he said over and over and over again? It's letting creatives come in and do their own thing. If they
Hmm.
were able to get an Edgar Wright DC project off the ground, it's not him showing a middle finger to Marvel Studios, but it is like it is kind of like, hey, we could do what you couldn't, and that would be, I think, a big deal.
Scott Derrickson's
Be
day.
awesome. Oh,
Um,
Scott Derrickson be awesome.
they end up getting who's the Deadpool guy? Uh, the comic book writer.
Tim
Who
Miller?
Oh,
sucks?
Rob Liefeld.
Who sucks on Twitter now.
Oh, yeah.
Getting him to come in as a consultant, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Edgar Wright thing is a good point. It's a better pick than Peyton Reed. I'll tell you that for free. But I just think the first two Ant-Mans had an awesome visual approach to something that's comic book goofy. Doing that with the Flash, I think, is an important thing because much like Mr. Fantastic and the Stretchy, you got to get the speed thing right. If you don't, it's so distracting. You know, you're waiting
What's the
for it. You're
best
waiting
version
for
of
it.
that we've seen, do you think? Like the
Eternals,
Eternals, yeah,
Eternals,
What?
where it's kind of
no,
like that. It's
no
kind of like that
doubt,
picking the point
Eternals.
and jumping to it.
Yeah, kind of.
It's is it not X-Men Quicksilver?
Well, yeah, but you can't do a whole movie like that. Where
Man,
every
what
time they
if
use their
though?
powers, it slows down.
Well, hey, have you seen Justice League? It's a lot of that.
Yeah, I don't
It's a
know.
lot of that.
I mean, that's definitely the coolest way of doing it.
But
I used
we
to love the Flash show on CW. That was fine too, you know. But
But
there was
was
still
the
some of
X-Men
that as
thing
well,
cool because they did it that way, or was it cool because they like paired it with
sprinkled
cool
in,
ass
right?
music and then like I think it was cool in the scene in the way they
Hmm.
set it up. But if you
That's
were
the
to
thing. There's two
do
scenes.
90 minutes of it,
And he's
it's
doing the
yeah.
Spider-Man and Civil War thing, right? Where it's like
Hmm.
pops in, you know, doesn't end up
Dips
going
out.
on the big mission for, you know, reasons.
It's a
Anyway,
great movie.
great
Oh,
movie.
let's rewatch X-Men again.
Again,
Why not?
Mutant Marathon X2.
X X. I'm on the turn here. I'm gonna go with my project. This is
The
a very
Flash,
simple
right?
one.
You already picked it. Nice. Cool.
I have no idea what I would even want it to kind of be. I have no idea. This one's very
An Ant-Man
simple.
movie. You just said
It's it's not confirmed, but it's a sequel. Give me a Suicide Squad 2. Give me the
We got
Suicide
it.
Squad 2.
It's
Huh?
called The Suicide Squad. It
You
already
know what I
happened.
mean? You know what I mean? I want to see Idris Elba back. I want Daniela Melchior back. I want to see King Shark again, for the love of God.
Oh, nom
Um,
nom.
I, I just think that the fact that we got Peacemaker out of that and through his show, he's become somebody who cameoed in a Superman movie and the theater popped. I know it's John Cena, but still, Peacemaker of all the people had a pop in a Superman movie. I think the Suicide Squad's the best DCEU film, and I don't think it's relatively close. And I think getting Harley Quinn back alone is something worth doing. And if she needs to be a part of the Suicide Squad to make it less messy with the Batman stuff, go for it. You know, take the Joker out of her equation, have her be this like, ragtag group kind of character. Idris Elba, Danielle Melchior, give it to me every day. I love it. And I want to see more of it. And I think the DCU needs a few of those supplemental fringe characters to rise to Peacemaker levels to kind of build out the roster. No one knew who the hell Mr. Terrific was before that movie. And now he's like a guy that I want to see in more stuff. The Suicide Squad is able to do that with this new DCU, and I want to see it done.
Yeah, it really sucks that that movie was part of the DCEU. Genuinely,
It does.
Because if this could have been in some weird, wacky other timeline where like James Gunn just got this job before doing the Suicide Squad and Peacemaker season one, this would all be a lot smoother. It would happen. This is what he wanted to do at DC to begin with. Like that's what got his foot in the door, and now it feels like we're doing the continuity thing with Peacemaker season 2. I'm excited to see how they handle it. So maybe there is a chance it happens because I mean, just King Shark, bring him back. I mean, we're getting a Waller series apparently. Like we're still, there's a lot of fundamental things that are attached to the Suicide Squad in the DCU. Frank Grillo Sr., Rick Flag Sr. I mean, not the actor.
Frank Grillo Sr. Fuck yeah.
I mean, he looked like Frank Grillo Sr. in the Superman movie with all the gray hair.
I know.
It's like
is
Anthony
black
Richardson
again for
Sr. He
Peacemaker.
changed his name.
Right. He had a baby. It does piss me off, by the way, the whole hair thing from Creature Commandos. That's such a nitpick. I digress.
Pisses you off.
It's like, why do it? I don't know. Like,
Because
he
it's not great.
he didn't have to look like James Gunn in the Creature Commandos. Like, why is that his design? Just make him look like Frank Grillo.
That's an incredibly apt point there, dude.
Anyway.
Yeah, I think getting Margot Robbie involved should be a paramount thing. Just because she's a Mount Rushmore.
They're talking about them right now, at least.
Mm-hmm.
Like James Gunn is talking on Peacemaker red carpets about that we'll have an answer to the Harley question down the line, or the Margot question, and then he says he's been wanting to get Bloodsport in everything. Yeah. I think you're going to get those two characters. I don't know if you're going to get everyone else back, which as much as I would love Ratcatcher to be back. I would love to see like even
Taika Waititi back.
Yeah, sure.
God, that such a good fucking scene, man. But I just think when you have a Mount Rushmore comic book casting, you can't just let that go by the wayside. Like she's up there, I think, and I think that we need to find a spot for her. And the Suicide Squad felt right.
Those conversations are happening right now. There's no doubt. At least specifically about Margot Robbie. I think that is. I mean, she would be. I think
there's a reason other than money she turned down Fantastic Four.
Fair enough.
Interesting.
And also, money. I mean, a box office. Put Margot in the movie.
She would be right. I mean, she would be far and away based on everything we've gotten from the DCU so far. She'd have by far the highest payroll. Like
top bill.
Probably like first dollar gross on box office. Like it would be a whole other animal compared to what they've been doing so far with the casting. And I think that plays a part.
I think it'd be worth it.
I'm with you.
Klein. Project and director off the board. Where you go next?
I'm gonna go with my fan cast. We did Adria Arjona for Wonder Woman. There's been a lot of Wonder Woman talk here, so I think I'm actually gonna move away from Wonder Woman. Do something else fun. I'm gonna throw out a Batman name. I know that the Robert Pattinson thing is up in the air. It depends on the day you ask me whether I think it's a good idea or not. If they're going to do something different, I have plenty of pitches for other Batman that are very similar to Robert Pattinson. You want to talk Dev Patel as Batman, we can do that. But if they want to do something different, if they want this more colorful kind of what I would say is a little more fun Batman, like that's like a little more, because they say they're taking inspiration from the Grant Morrison stuff, which isn't like the darkest era of Batman.
Get more into the sci-fi area of Batman, or fantastical maybe.
More like what I would almost describe as like not quite Tim Burton, but like just tipping the scale back that direction a little
Sure.
bit. Not Joel
Mhm.
Schumacher, but just going back that direction just a tad. I'm gonna say John Hamm.
Love it. I love it.
I think John Hamm is hilarious. You want to make a Batman different. He would be older. He would be old
Oh
enough to have
man.
had 4 or 5 different not Jokers,
Robins.
Robins at the time.
Maybe Jokers, we don't know.
The Alan Richardson thing I think is fine. To me, John Hamm just like you take that suit off of him, that's Bruce Wayne right there. Like that is
Mhm.
like he can walk into a room and be the most charming person there. Whereas to me, Alan Richardson just kind of like he is a batteragram of a human being, which would be a fun thing to do with Batman. But
Yes.
I'm saying John Hamm.
Yeah.
It's
Um,
amazing.
inspired.
I I I would love to see it, but it's like, is that really the Batman of the future? I guess is my thing. It's like I feel like I'd see him in a one-off, but is he really
David,
like
here's the
this is
thing.
Batman? This is the DCU Batman,
Starting with
John Hamm.
so that's my
I don't
issue with the
know.
Brave and the Bold. That's my whole thing. Is like, oh, you're starting a franchise and this Batman's gonna come in having had 4 Robins at this point. Why?
I
I want to
agree.
see those stories. I want to like I will start with Robert Pattinson. Just do it.
I
But we're
know.
not in that universe yet. So John Hamm, here we are.
Okay. I mean, I John Hamm, he would look incredible in the cowl, by the way. You mentioned how he'd be a great Bruce Wayne. The jawline,
Bruce
like
Wayne.
Bruce Wayne,
Yeah.
My new
WWE.
wrestling character.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne has 2 emo albums that he released in 2004.
John
Um,
Hamm. That's my
better
pick.
Bruce Wayne than Batman, if I had to imagine it, right? Which is, that's a thing. Clooney.
The
I think he could
anti-Pattinson.
yeah, I think he could do both very well.
Maybe he plays Bruce Wayne and Robert Pattinson plays Batman.
Sure.
I'd love to hear his Batman voice. That'd be awesome.
That's the other
I'm
thing.
John Hamm.
What an underutilized human being, too. Like John
John
Hamm
Hamm,
is
yeah.
so funny. One of my favorite comedies of the century is Tag. And him and Tag is fantastic. Have you guys seen Tag?
Mm-mm.
Have
We
not seen
talked about it
Tag,
though.
but
Oh,
Edgar Wright movie, Baby Driver,
he's great.
he's genuinely terrifying in that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I could
he
see him
is.
pulling out some of those
Psychopath.
stops as Batman.
Totally.
Psychopath. You know what? There's your reference point. It's Baby Driver. There you
Edgar
go. I was
Wright.
trying to think of I was trying to think of an action movie he's been in. Baby Driver.
Yeah. He was
Action, if
also
you
in
want to call
Top
it
Gun
that.
Maverick. Not in action, but
God, he was good too.
boy was he in Top Gun Maverick. Oh,
He
He's
was
also
really
up here.
good.
I don't know if you guys have him down there, but he is in every single Skip the Dishes ad here in Canada, and they must be just backed up the money truck for him.
that's
'Cause
really
he's
funny.
every 30 seconds I'm seeing John Hamm trying to sell me Skip the Dishes.
All right. Well, David, are you gonna ask? Do you know? I don't know. What the hell skip the dishes?
Oh, you don't have Skip the Dishes? It's like Uber Eats or DoorDash.
That's a great name.
Skip the
That's a great
dishes.
name.
That is a
Yeah.
I
great
know that was I
name.
didn't know that was a Canadian company. Shout out, I guess. And
Absolutely.
how do you
Never
get John
even.
Hamm? He's not Canadian.
How does Clash of Titans get Julia Louis Dreyfus? I have questions.
If you
You know
type
what I
in
mean?
skip the dishes on Google, the first thing that pops up behind it is John Hamm.
I love it.
Uh,
John Hamm as Batman. Did not see that coming. Quicksilver. Bring it all back. David, last 2 picks on the turn.
Quickly, the first thing that pops up, Klein, is a Reddit post that says, "Do Americans know about John Hammond as advertisements for one of our Canadian food delivery services?" Question mark.
Well, the answer, we don't. We
Learn
have no
something new
idea.
every day.
Mhm.
All
I
right.
love that name. Skip the dishes.
Ah, it's brilliant.
It's got this like nice little orange logo. It's great.
It's
They
the
play 'em
number
before
one
the
reason
movies
to
all the
get
time.
food delivery. It's
Oh,
the
yeah.
number one reason to get food delivery is
John
to skip
Hamm's
the
literally
dishes.
wearing like the maple leaf sweater in this.
Yeah, he's not Canadian.
That's the other thing. He's not Canadian.
Will Arnett is out here pushing whatever out here in Canada. We get Mike Myers doing stuff. Why is John Hamm on Canadian television?
Where's John Hamm from? Minnesota, I think. Anyway, doesn't matter. David, you have an actor and a wild card wish list pick left. Where you
Yeah.
going?
wrap this draft up. I'm going with these two. I figured you guys wouldn't have written down, so I didn't want to take them first. I have Bill Skarsgård as Joker, who I think is like a very basic, obvious pick, but would be awesome. I love Bill Skarsgård, of course. Pennywise, really good in John Wick Chapter 4 as the villain, and I just think
Fantastic.
is a mesmerizing actor. I'd love to see him as more of the comic book accurate Batman Arkham video game style um Joker in the DCU if they're going that direction. Obviously we have Barry Keoghan in the Matt Reeves universe, so we don't know what
Do
the
we?
future is there. I don't know, but that's what we've presented that in our
They
one
never
piece of
said he's the
canon.
Joker. He's just a mad
It's one of
laugher.
the worst post credit scenes. No post credit scene has aged worse than that one in a while.
Yeah. However, the idea of Barry Keoghan as Joker, like,
I'm
is
with it.
incredible.
Totally.
Yeah,
Not sure about the
just
design.
weird. Just weird.
Yeah. So anyway, I think if they do go down the path of the whole new Batman universe in the DC universe, they have to have Joker. 'Cause it's one. It
And
goes
not going
back.
to double up on villains, though, David.
It goes
That's-
back to the whole conversation, though, Klein, that frustrates the hell out of me at this whole situation. If I'm James Gunn, I am not painting myself in a corner of like an in-house issue. You have all the characters at your disposal. You know what I mean? Like you can't. It almost feels like Sony and Marvel all of a sudden in-house because of Matt Reeves' universe. I just
Like he said, he's like, I'm going to let them do what they're going to do, and we're not doubling up on villains while they do it.
yeah.
That's how we got Jessica
Which is so
Chastain.
dumb.
It,
That's how we got
I
Jessica
don't.
Chastain.
I do not think. I think if there was the like if there's like a a table of cards of Pokemon style DC character cards and it's him and Matt Reeves across the table from each other. I feel like James Gunn takes the Joker card and just moves it on his side.
Yeah,
I
sure.
think there's that is a character that if you
He's
want
like,
to
sorry,
build
Barry
out
Keoghan, you're calendar mad now. It sucks to suck.
Sean Gunn's already calendar man. Sorry,
Yeah.
it's already been done.
Sean Gunn's a lot of characters.
He has
But
a lot
yeah,
of characters.
I think Bill Skarsgård would honestly be great. And he would be the physical, very different than Barry Keoghan. He's really tall. And that would be a really interesting thing. Especially, I mean, even John Hamm, like you said, like a bigger, tall Batman could be a really cool adversary. And I'd love to hear the Joker laugh. His whole thing. I think that would be really cool. And Joker's. I mean, I think. To what I was just saying, it does feel like a Joker recast once again for the millionth time will come in the next 3 years. At least if they go down this path, it wouldn't be surprising to me. Okay, my wild card. This is, of course, wild card, very random, very specific. Hall H panels, man. I think next year or the year after, DC Studios Hall H panel. It's not a Peacemaker Season 2 panel. It is a DCU panel. I think that would be awesome. I think that would really, say what you will about how Marvel's handled these and the disappointment. Nothing quite beats the moment, Like, it even looking back at 2019, that's like kind of, you look back on it like, ugh. Yikes. It still captures the audience. It still captures the internet and the news cycle when that happens. I mean, I was there for the Peacemaker one this year. It was fine. Like it was a very basic panel when it could have been freaking awesome, but they weren't ready for it yet. But I think in the future, they should do that. They should compete with Marvel for the big panel announcements like they've been doing Marvel's been doing for 15 years.
DC Showcase, right? Is that what it was called?
DC Fandom.
The
Fandom.
fandom. Why would you
The
go to Comic Con? We can get
fandom.
back in the dome.
So this
The
could also be that.
fandom.
This could also be that, Klein. I do want to
Some of us never left the dome. We've been
Yeah.
here.
I love the dome. The dome is great, but
Dome sucked.
The big weird green screen behind Dwayne the Rock Johnson standing there telling you he's going to change the hierarchy of the DCU.
oh, dear.
Remember that the Dome 2 was the Dome 1 redone. They just redid it.
I-
They
I
did the
w-
exact same thing.
right? Because COVID. I will say though, like Comic Con, whatever. I do think though what James Gunn has failed to do so far, and I know it has to do with his style and his approach to the universe, it is the hype building. Like we got that one. All we have to grasp onto with anything near this is that January 2023 720p YouTube video of him
Looking at the
just
camera.
rambling about a couple projects, and some of them might happen. And that felt very WBD like forced, honestly. Dude, let's reset that. Let's do a whole other, not an interview. Let's do a panel, let's do a video, whatever. Like we need to do a little bit more of the, I guess, table setting of the DCU for fans, where it's like
Great
it's
word.
it's the timeline. It doesn't have to be a timeline necessarily, but just something like that. Like I know it's kind of gone down, like up and down and downhill with Marvel on that, and Marvel's been criticized the shit for not delivering on certain projects like Blade. Back in the day, that was everything. Like that meant so much in the early days of Marvel when they had more of a solid foundation and more of like a smaller plan. Why can't that be DC right now? Anyway,
I think what the difficulty with DCU in how it differs from the MCU is that it's so, as we talked about, they're getting pitches, they're hearing these things. It is so hard for them to stand there and do what Kevin Feige is best at, and in throwing names up on a PowerPoint behind him, like have a timeline and have things, because they have no idea when these things are going to be ready. I think they can do it with a couple of things because, as I said, they, I think, have these building block projects that are going to have to be hit. But then you're going to have all these other titles kind of filling in the gaps as they get pitched. You're going to have the Clayfaces show up out of nowhere and the Teen Titans show up out of nowhere. So it is hard. I'm with you though, because I want that. I like hype. I like trailers. I like having things shown to me that I've never seen before. And so I really do enjoy those Hall H panels. Even as dumb as it was, the DC fandom is sitting there with everyone else and getting that Batman trailer for the first time. I'm just like, I don't know if they can do it.
I
I
oh sorry, Matt.
no, just really quick. I don't want to criticize this pick. I obviously logos on a screen is something that comic book fans love more than anything, and it's because the MCU built that, right? They built that culture of movie universe slash franchise slash series, as we've discussed in great detail. I think, especially doing it soon, would be learning the wrong lessons from the MCU. I think it would be a bit of a WB DCEU situation where you're trying to skip ahead to the Hall H panel,
Mhm.
just like Batman and Superman tried to skip ahead to Civil War without building all of that, right? Eventually, it definitely can happen. But like Klein said, right now, I think honestly, the chapters of it all is already starting. I saw somebody tweet the other day. So what is Gods and Monsters, and why don't we know more about it yet? It's already causing impatience, right? The Hall H for another DC fandom, I think, would be exactly what you guys both just laid out. It'd be promising more than what they're willing to give right now, and what they're willing to give is whatever works. And I think that more than anything, I think they're just taking it more one project at a time than a panel warrants.
My only counter to everything is I do feel like they could hold certain announcements that we get in the trades right now, that they give basically. They could make that more, they could like pocket those and let them
Sure.
kind of add up and then tell us all these great
Yeah.
ideas.
Here's the next 3 years of DC
Yeah,
movies
like
from
we
the
don't,
completed scripts that we've got.
I mean we're gonna find out probably the name of James Gunn's next movie through an article, which is fine. I don't know. I think they would be a lot cooler if he was doing it on a stage or in
It's a
some
good
kind of
counter.
presentation.
I have a feeling we'll get one of those after whatever this next Superman thing is,
Mhm.
right?
So
Like
after the
after,
release of
I
the
would say after the release of that, just because at that point we will have likely had, we'll have had Lanterns, we'll have had Supergirl, we'll have had possibly even Wonder Woman at that point, and then it's going to
Clayface.
be what can we start moving towards? Right
Hmm.
now, it is just let's let's try and make good movies because if we don't, this whole experiment is done. It's
Yeah.
over.
And shows. I mean, they have
It's
a lot writing on shows. Next two things are TV shows, you know?
it's more about presenting how you can get your current dots to connect rather than presenting here's what our dots are. You know what I mean? Like we need dots first before we can have a panel to show maybe not even how they connect, but how they'll be moving down the field together. You know, it
Yeah.
doesn't have
Yeah.
to be crossovers
Right
and
now they're
everything,
just
but
making like I think who was it? The director director of Supergirl in that hour-long Superman documentary said right now they are making graphic novels. And
Yeah.
those
yeah.
graphic novels may get sequels to that graphic novel, but they are not really building towards anything at this point, it seems. It is just like, let's launch the Superman comic for the first time and run it for a few issues. And then we can maybe start to have like plans,
Hmm.
grander plans for some thing 5 years, and be able to stand there and show you titles.
More of a
Yes.
long-term game.
I am with you guys. I think it is important to address a little bit of the mixed signals going back to that January 2023 announcement, and it's always been the promise. When they talk about lanterns, it's like, oh, the mystery on Earth has to do with something massive about the DCU going forward. Like there are these things. I think there are these like, you know, James Gunn knows everything about this universe. He's created the whole thing. Like he's writing. He's made the whole thing. There is, and he's so transparent on social media. I just think there could be him like dropping nuggets on threads replies is not the way to build hype. And this is a total like marketing hype thing for me. I don't know. I think
Yeah,
there's
no, you're not
I
wrong.
think a different approach could maybe be I understand like the copying Marvel and maybe they'd fall on their face and it's not smart and being patient and all that. I think the approach to how because these things are still getting announced, they're still happening. I know it's going slower maybe and they don't want to overpromise. I think the approach to how they're announcing projects could be a little more dialed in, I guess.
It's a very good point. It's a very good point. That is the approach I would like to see them take with that. Good pick. Klein, wild card.
The thing that I am most excited about in the DCU that isn't a casting, isn't a director, isn't a movie, is this idea of the no house style. James Gunn has talked plenty about it. I'm so excited to see this DC world that I love come to life on screen in the way that it has come to life for me in comic books for so many years, where the reason I think a Robert Pattinson Batman can work in this universe is because that's how it works in the comic books is Batman is so different from that world. Those comics are so different from Superman, which is so different from Green Lantern, which is so different from Swamp Thing and all of these other characters. And we're getting that, sure, in feel and tone of the projects. We're getting a gritty, true crime, true detective style Green Lantern show, but also in the way that these projects make their way out to the world. We just got a live action Superman movie. We're getting a like puppet CG stop motion animated Robin film in a couple of years. Like they're doing a true detective Green Lantern TV show. I think that that is so cool and really does remind me of like the greatest DC comics are these like really unique takes where a creator comes in and is like, here's what I am going to do with this character, with this world, and it's going to be completely different than anything else uh, with any other character. So yeah, that know-how style, that creative driven idea, that the idea of pitching, we're getting a Clayface horror movie. Like that's R-rated. Like it's awesome. Like that sounds so cool. And sure, it probably won't make $500 million like Superman did, but it's gonna have that connective tissue in there and still be a fun time.
I agree.
Yeah,
I completely agree with that. I think that is the argument for why doing the Batman universe in the DCU actually would be a positive thing. That could be a strength of the DCU. Are those really harsh lines between cities and universes and characters and kind of like little pockets of the universe. And I think we're gonna experience that even with Supergirl. That's not going to be Superman 2. You know, totally different writer, director, tone, I think. and a space story as well. So I agree. Total strength. I'm already scared to see Clayface. Sounds scary. Sounds creepy. And I think I hope they keep that up. I think DC is trying to really do the thing. Like, and that it will be curious to see how when there are crossover events, how that goes. Because, tonally the Marvel has always been very similar. And then you get the crossover and it all kind of works. It all like blends really like easily because of that. And it'll be different in the DC universe for sure. But it might just mean that, we don't get every character in the big crossover. And that's okay. I think that's fine. Similar to the
And
comics.
that's really the question, because it's not about the different projects. Like people aren't upset at the tone of Superman and the Batman being different. It's the idea of those who sharing a screen together, whose tone wins the scene. You know what I mean? Like whose tone do they bring to a crossover? Is it more
But
Superman, more Batman? But that's so much more about the crossover, which is not announced, which is not a thing. So it's not something we need to worry about yet.
Yeah.
what I would say to that, Matt, is it's neither, and it's its own creative tone to
Sure.
that project. Like that's often what happens when this gritty, dark take on Batman that you see often in the comics meets up with Superman. Is it kind of become like there is a different feeling to a World's Finest comic. There is a different feeling to a Justice League comic outside of it just being the characters you love coming together. Like I think that neither of them has to win out tonally. It can be its own unique thing.
Think about the Justice League animated series.
Right. Totally. No, and that's the idea. Here's something that I think throws a wrench in that a little bit. Would we assume James Gunn would direct the Justice League movie?
No, I had that as one of my directors I didn't pick.
Because, because if so, he does have a specific tone. And bringing Robert Pattinson into that tone specifically, that might be a little jarring, right? I'm sure James Gunn would
Absolutely.
do it fantastically. But I think that is something that I think maybe I'm assuming that isn't necessarily the case.
And I think Matt Reeves, I'm sure, hates the idea of that. I think Matt Reeves hates the idea of his Batman in someone else's hands, basically. Um, and I don't blame him because they're two for two with the Batman and the Penguin. And, he had his hands all over the Penguin as well.
I'd like to get my hands all over the thing. When we move on, not really though, because my wildcard pick relates to everything we're talking about. It's the other side of the spectrum. It's the path to not putting Robert Pattinson into this world, not because I don't think he would fit, but to let this Batman trilogy, let's assume, play out and be what it's going to be. And it's three simple words. It's wait on Batman. Build a DCU without Batman for a little while. Like let Matt Reeves do his thing, and when that has a satisfying conclusion, then approach it. Approach it without this baggage. Approach it without this precedent. And I want a similar thing out of X-Men and the MCU. I would love more than anything if we got a whole phase of Marvel movies that heavily featured the X-Men and Wolverine's nowhere to be seen. I would love that so much, because
Hmm.
next phase, oh, here comes Wolverine. Here's our big punch. Here's the guy that you've been waiting on. Bang. When Spider-Man came into the MCU, there was so much of finally we get Spider-Man. I think waiting on Batman could be beneficial to the Matt Reeves universe and also help build up some DC characters that aren't Batman. Not because I don't think that they are already there, but man, is it Batman and Superman? And mostly that's it. Wonder Woman, I guess. But like, I think, and also there's a little bit to the gods and monsters of it all. If chapter one is gods and monsters, Batman is neither. So I would say let's do a gods and monsters thing, and then during the transition, introduce Batman.
I am sad to say it's a very wise idea.
Thank you.
I think what you're saying makes a lot of sense. I think that honestly maybe should be the approach. Oh yeah, throwing up the Johnny Manziel. It's
Yeah.
all money, and it goes back to what I will continue to say, that this whole situation keeps reminding me of Sony and Marvel, where it's like you're getting into a rights situation with your own effing you own all of it. DC owns the rights to everything, and I've always like been like, wow, as a huge Spider-Man fan, it's always like, man, that's what a relief. DC owns everything. They can do whatever they want with all their characters, Like they own it all. And I mean, you can't. This I think poses the secondary question. Do you Would it be best to just leave Robert Pattinson as the one movie and move into this new thing? Or would it be Matt's idea? Because I would take Matt's idea personally. I'd rather continue to see Robert Pattinson, Matt Reeves, and wait on Batman, but we're not going to. I mean, we are just flat out not going to because it's Batman. Batman's the most popular superhero point blank, I think. In terms of like who's your favorite superhero? I feel like Batman is the number one answer in the world, maybe. That or Spider-Man.
Klein, you can go ahead. I do have a thought.
If I have so many thoughts just because Batman's my dude. I am greedy. I want more Batman. My idea, which would never happen, but in a world where the DCEU had gone on for, let's say, 10 years, maybe fizzled out at the end, people know these characters, done, and we're restarting. In this universe, my idea is what you do is you do a really, 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 really old Bruce Wayne and you introduce Batman Beyond
yeah.
as the DCU Batman. Then you can have, these are two very different things. Batman Beyond is Batman in a Blade Runner world, basically.
They screwed
Batman
the pooch with, they freaking already used Michael Keaton. That's what pisses me off because that's a great idea with Michael Keaton, and they already brought him back in a waste.
I don't know.
There's
other Batman.
Well, they brought Clooney back too. We're two down.
I know.
Val Kilmer's dead. Fuck, dude. We're losing ideas.
Bale, we're giving you a call.
Why not?
I mean, bringing Bale back
would be a dream for me. I would love more than anything to see a Batman Beyond anything in this universe.
That animated
it's not going to happen because
awesome.
people have no idea who the fuck that is. Like it's just the people who went and saw Superman who are going to see the DCU Batman movie and they show up and there's this guy named Terry McGinnis wearing a skin tight suit flying in a futuristic Gotham City. People are like, what am I signing up for? But
unless Christian Bale's there, of course.
That kills the but it's Batman argument because but it's Batman is Bruce Wayne Batman. Like the other versions of it.
But that's what I'm saying is if the DCU had succeeded and people had this understanding, like the same way people have an understanding now of like what Miles Morales is.
It's the term. Mm-hmm.
Right?
Now, here's my thoughts on what David said really quick. Because you said you can't not use Batman, right? Like to go so long and not use Batman.
I'm saying they're not going to. I didn't say you can't. Like I said, I prefer what you're saying. But yeah.
They're not going to because it wouldn't make financial sense to not use Batman, right? The benefit of Warner Brothers having everybody is that they can still use Batman and do the Matt Reeves thing and let like the DCU and Batman being separate, that doesn't affect Warner Brothers. Whereas with Marvel Studios, not using Spider-Man wouldn't make any sense because they don't get profit from Morbius. Nobody gets profit from Morbius, right? But it's the idea having at least letting Matt Reeves finish this thing, and it eliminates all of these parameters. We don't need an old Batman. We don't need to worry about Batman Beyond yet. It also allows us to do a Tim Drake thing or a Dick Grayson thing. Like it would just be so much less baggage, and they could take their time, and I think they can afford that with how great Superman was. Yeah. I think that afforded them a weight on Batman.
My dream would be to have, like, as a Batman sicko, to have it all. To have a DCU Batman where I get to, maybe I don't see the origins. Maybe it takes place right when this, like, similar time within the career that Superman takes place with David Cornsworth's Superman. But, like, I get wanting to get to Damian Wayne and like doing that thing and doing an older Batman. Let me experience. There's so many other amazing DC stories that me as a DC fan am going like. So the Jason Todd thing's already done. It's gone. It's happened. We're not going to get to see the Wild Grayson's tragedy and all that. Like
it's Batfleck again, man.
that makes me actually mad as much as I'm loving the DCU. Is just like I want those are the things that I want in the same way that a Marvel fan coming into the MCU is like, I can't wait until they do a Civil War movie. Like, what if
Mhm.
this MCU started and Civil War had happened already? People would be pissed
Yeah,
off. People would be mad. They're like, that's one of the biggest. If Secret Wars had, like, I mean, that's crazy. But like, you see what I'm saying? Or if
I do.
Infinity
I
War had
do.
already happened. Like, it's just that is my biggest gripe with the DCU Batman, and the number one reason that I think Pattinson should make the transition over because they're not going to do what you're saying, Matt.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think if I was at DC and I knew that we like if I'm James Gunn, who by the way that's his favorite DC character growing up, Batman, of course. Who's DC? I mean, my favorite DC character is Batman by a mile. Like Batman's an incredible character, and with that, there is incredible stories to be told. They can go so many directions with the character. It just frustrates me. If I was them though, I would try to make it like the Arkham games. It is a veteran Batman, even though you could do like it could be early on, and it's just a cycle of rogues gallery. Like because there's so many great villains to go through, and I don't know. It's the Batman conversation is going to
A
be
long time.
ongoing. It's just like I and last thing on this, they could be doing what you're saying, Matt. We don't have any real update on the Brave and the Bold. If it's even
At
still going to
all.
be the Brave and the Bold, because to Klein's point about them bringing in pitches and ideas, what if the new writer of the Brave and the Bold doesn't is doing something else? Like we really don't know what's happening with Batman at DCU. We do know what's happening with Matt Reeves. We do
Yep.
know about James Gunn wanting to work with Matt Reeves more. Maybe it will be a waiting game. I don't know. We got Corn Sweat saying he wants to be in the Batman movie. It's just like, oh my God. They have biggest frustration at DC right now by a mile is this Batman thing. Just tell us. Decide. If it feels undecided is my problem. It feels the fact that there's still a speckle of hope for Pattinson to join the DCU frustrates the hell out of me. Like, draw a line. Just do it, man. Like you can't. It
Well,
just
David, I think what's happening is they are actively, I think every week, James Gunn has a standing phone call with Matt Reeves where he is just like, let's make this happen. And Matt Reeves is like, no. And that is why they're not denying it because James Gunn thinks some way, somehow he's going to get him to say yes.
I also I like the idea of waiting. I like the idea of not deciding yet. It keeps it open. I understand it frustrates us because we want to know everything right here, right now, all the time. But maybe they're just focused on Supergirl right now. Coach speak, David. We're focused on the next game.
yeah.
Not worried about down the line. We're 1 week at a time kind of thing. Also, James Gunn is still Matt Reeves' boss, right? So, like, Matt Reeves' success is still James Gunn's success. It's not like James Gunn doesn't get credit for what happens in the Matt Reeves universe.
Yeah, I
And
mean
I
the
think,
Batman Part 2 is a DC Studios production now.
and that's why I think keeping it open allows us to adapt over time. Let's see what the DCU becomes before we decide yes or no, hard line. Do we include this Batman who already has a defined thing? Or do we just consider it chapter one of this new existing thing?
Also,
And
FYI, sorry. Sorry.
I just think staying fluid is the smart move. And it's not great for us who do a podcast and write for a movie website because we can't write that article. But it does allow them to do literally whatever they want. And if the DCU starts to decline even a little bit, decline, that's your name. If it starts to go down even a little bit, bang, Batman card. We're back.
Clayface has to complicate this. Clayface is a Batman villain. That movie's gonna be partially in Gotham, I'm pretty sure. Like
I think
that.
it
Maybe
almost
this
takes place entirely in Gotham.
So
maybe
there you
this
go.
is you see
Like,
that there's that's not a thing.
yeah. Like they have a full script they greenlit of a character that's in Gotham. I mean,
That's a good point.
And a release date for the dynamic duo Robin movie
right.
that's
Mm-hmm.
happening. Like
It's gonna be
those are
fun.
Batman characters, and that is as recently confirmed this week in the DCU. Like that to me is you because one like Clayface can come out and whatever. We can get a glimpse at Gotham that the Robin thing, once you start introducing any of that, you have defined what your Batman's going to be.
Yep.
because
Totally.
That's where it gets
time
complicated.
wise, if Dick Grayson's in his 20s already, your Batman can only be so young when he starts, and so you're
Right.
Exactly.
like you are narrowing that window.
That's the Teen
Yeah.
Titans thing, you know? And I mean, technically, we've already seen Batman in Creature Commandos, but,
True.
we're kind of playing fast. And I feel like
Yeah.
that's an easy retcon,
Even Creature Commandos is in the DCU, but even Peter Safran talking about Superman is like, we are launching the DCU. It's like
Oh, yeah.
it is in the universe, but I think that all of that stuff is fairly fast and loose.
Well,
I
Creature
think
Commandos
there's
was in
a,
production before the DC, before they took over DC. So,
and it's so good too. That's the other thing. It's
yeah,
very
James Gunn
good.
wrote it. Yeah.
I still haven't
Um,
seen it.
oh, it's
Oh, really?
fantastic, Klein.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
not
It's
streaming
fantastic.
here.
Oh.
One of my new favorite DC characters in that movie, in that show, Bride of Frankenstein. She's fantastic.
Yeah.
Um, and I also think
Dr.
there's an
Foster is
element of
awesome.
there's also an element of like, hey, let's not overthink this. You know what I mean? It's going to be what it is. Hard lines, hard rules. For now, let's just get some things going a little bit, similar to what we were saying with David's pick. That is our draft. Thank you guys so much. For actor, I got Adria Arjona as Wonder Woman. Director, I got Peyton Reed doing a Flash movie. For a project, I want the Suicide Squad 2. And my wild card is to wait on Batman and let the DCU grow without him for a while. Klein, you are excited for the Teen Titans movie. You want Olivia Wilde to do Wonder Woman. You want John Hamm as Batman. And your wild card is keep this no house style thing going. We're playing jazz. Everybody paint with a different brush. Melting pot DCU. David, you're excited for Superman 2. Who isn't? It's exciting stuff. You want Greta Gerwig to do Wonder Woman. You want Bill Skarsgård to be Joker. And you want to bring DCU to Hall H. And you want that moment. You want the logos on a screen. You want to be there for the moment.
I would like it. I'm not gonna
Oh,
lie.
I mean,
I'd be very
it would
excited.
be a blast. It would be a blast. But
Couple
would it be a
dates up
healthy?
there.
Would it be a toxic relationship? Is the question. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I
It's a
love
drug,
it, but
man.
is
It's
it
a
good
drug.
for me? Is
Yeah.
it good for me?
I
I
do
should call
like
her.
I do like how all of our wild cards kind of can work together. Like
Absolutely.
none of us were like a story beat. We were like, oh, we want
I,
Brainiac. It's
I
all
was
like
I was trying so hard not to interject too much when you guys were talking about yours because I knew mine was going to be a continuation of it. Really quick, do you guys have any other actors fan cast that we didn't mention here? I got a couple. Klein?
Yeah, I have the. It's just like Adria Arjona, Wonder Woman. I have the Chalamet as Dick Grayson, Nightwing.
I got that down too.
you imagine.
I think it'd be great.
It makes sense.
It does make sense. It'd be great. It'd be so much fun. David, do you have any?
No, none for actors.
I had as Brainiac, hopefully in Superman 2, Sean Harris of Mission
Interesting.
Impossible fame.
I saw Ralph
Sure.
Fiennes online for Brainiac. I thought that was kind of
He's
cool.
he's a villain fan cast for everything though.
It's true.
Yeah. But Sean
Interesting.
Harris, I think that exact tone we get in Mission Impossible, great Brainiac. Any other honorable mentions we want to mention across the board?
Yeah, I almost wanted to pick this just for fun. For Justice League,
Zack Snyder.
the Russo brothers.
Hell yeah.
Can you imagine?
It's the right choice.
I don't I don't know anyone. I would be more confident today if they announced the Justice League movie with the Russo brothers than I would with James Gunn.
God, people would hate it.
I think the Russos, we saw it in Infinity War and Endgame. Before that, Civil War, they're great at keeping characters themselves but sectioning them off and coming together. Like who was it that was mentioning like James Gunn doing Batman? Like
Yeah.
it's true. Like he writes he has it's like if he was writing it, it would be that James Gunn like dialogue. And maybe
It wouldn't
it's
be
written by
bad, it'd
James
be
Gunn,
so
directed by
different.
Russos. Yeah.
Right. It wouldn't be bad, it'd be so different. It would just
Yeah.
be so different. That'd be great. Somebody tell me why not,
Not gonna happen. It pissed a lot of people off.
I think there's a more than 0% chance that the Russo brothers.
Dude, I mean, they're the safest
Right.
bet in town. If Doomsday and Secret Wars works too, like these movies aren't gonna Justice League's not coming for till after all that. Like, what are they gonna do? Go back to Netflix, make a bunch of crap?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Electric State 2.
Yeah. Jake Shire in the Teen Titans movie.
Yeah, That's really good.
Again, just feels right.
That's
Just
really
feels
good.
right.
Yes.
I mean, he's doing X-Men, so
Yeah, I mean,
Yes.
just give him all of
Yep.
give the Russos every crossover, give Jake Shire every young team.
yeah, I have for Justice League, my pick is Brad Bird, and he's my pick for every superhero team up, and he hasn't been back in the universe in so long. He does those team movies so well, whether it's Incredibles or the Mission Impossible movie he did. And then this was fun, and I've seen it going around, and I think that this guy is just like begging to be appreciated more. Dan Trachtenberg, director of Prey,
Hmm.
Oh,
director of the upcoming Predator movie, director of Predator Killer of Killers, which is great on Disney Plus right now. If if the Matt Reeves thing, let's take it out of the equation, Dan Trachtenberg would do a kick-ass Batman.
yeah,
But for right now, I'm going to say Green Arrow.
yeah.
Oh, Green Arrow.
Batman Light.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was curious if anyone was going to bring to the table a Brave and the Bold or DCU Batman director and cast. I honestly couldn't think of
It
one that I
seems
was
like a
excited
completely
about.
different thing, right? It seems like a completely different category. Like we have directors for DCU projects, Batman directors, and the thing is, we already have one that we all love.
Yeah, and
It'd be Matt
and
Reeves.
then Andy Muschietti's technically still connected. So
yep.
It's very funny. Thank you guys so much for joining me today, Klein. We appreciate you hopping on. Where can people hear your voice and read your words about the universes they love?
You can keep up with me everywhere online. I'm at the Kleinfelt, TheKleinFelt, writing each and every day over at thedirect.com and doing a weekly video game podcast, Controller Club, with friends of this podcast, Tom Drew and Lauren Rouse. We release new episodes each and every Sunday afternoon.
love that.
Fantastic. Fantastic. We will be back on Monday to cover the news and get ready for Peacemaker. David, Peacemaker hype level 1 out of 10. Where are you at?
Dude, like an 8.5, I would say.
Yeah.
Like I'm
That's where you
very
want to be.
excited. Like Peacemaker is not like the 1.5. It's not like a my thing. But beyond that, I'm super excited. The reviews just came out as of recording this. Super positive, better than season
Really?
one. I'll believe it
Good.
when I see it. But yeah, man, I'm really excited. I'm really excited. Speaking of the DCU, James Gunn's like teasing like the last few episodes, how it has like this like huge connecting tissue and like huge setup. Like that sounds super exciting to me. It might answer questions of the continuity thing, DCU thing, and all that I'm excited for. And just the gang to be back together. R-rated James Gunn again. Always a lot of fun.
Just Julia Harcourt, just doing Julia Harcourt shit. It's something we could all get behind.
Right.
That's it. We'll be back next week with news and Peacemaker. For David and Klein, I'm Matt. Until then, see you next time.